As always, Amani Now Pendo. That's peace and love. Sisters and brothers of direct Aboriginal, Alkebulan, indigenous African ancestry. Mothers and fathers of humanity, human civilizations and culture. I'm Brother Mwanga, Sadaka Mantu Nemsayu, Waset, and I thank you very much for interconnecting and ingathering to bear witness to and participate in another mentally stimulating, thought-provoking, beneath and beyond the surface of all superficialities episode of Purge, Purify, and Renew Your Mind, and by extension, our minds. The primary purpose of these episodes is to help enlighten minds, empower people, enrich, elevate, and transform as many lives as possible. With all of that being said, I give a Greenville, Delta Mississippi blues, backwoods, muddy waters, sugar ditches, mosquito swamps, cotton fields, rattlesnake plantations, down home, dirty rice, fried chicken, baked chicken, smothered chicken. Shout out to the one and only and second to none executive director, engineer, and cameraman, among many other things. This brother has great expertise, imagination, creativity. Man, it's just so much I could say about the work that he has been doing, the work that he's doing now, and the work that he will be doing in the future. He may not even realize it, and then again, he may realize it, because I know in his spirit, within his intuition, the great ancestors have given him an unavoidable assignment, and he will fulfill it. But I'm talking about, as I stated, Brother Willie Maurice Colbert, and I could turn my head one way or the other, and I think he's in the studio, but I won't do that at this time, because my eyes are tempted to look in his direction, but I won't do it. I won't do it. But anyway, our topic for today, and it's just some brief comments that I would like to say on the word pride. And I'm using the word pride as an acronym. And this topic, I should have already have written a little booklet or a pamphlet on it, because I had said I would do it, but I haven't done it. I have notes, research work in that direction, but I haven't brought forth or brought to fruition that pamphlet. But this is just a brief sketch of it on pride. And at this time I'm using it as an acronym for personal responsibility, respect, integrity, discipline, desire, dedication, and excellence. So you can break each one of the letters up, and each letter stands for one of the words I just stated, one or more words that I just stated, and you can give a whole talk on each one of the words themselves. And I endeavor to do that, but not at this time. But once again, P.R.I.D.E. And when we hear the word pride, you know, like on a previous episode, I talk about the word attitude. We always think and lock into our minds, based on our social conditioning and social engineering, that the word is referring only to something that's negative. And once again, when we go beneath and beyond the surface of all superficialities, that's not so. That's not so. But anyway, P is for personal. Again, the R is for responsibility, which is the ability to respond, and we have the ability to respond. And the R also at this time is for respect. Okay, the I is for integrity, and integrity in simple terms is self-honesty. Self-honesty. That's it. The D is for discipline, desire, and dedication. And in short, we need discipline in our lives. We all do. Not just the young people, but the so-called elder people, so-called older people. We lacking on discipline. You know, and briefly, discipline is exerting the effort to do what needs to be done because it needs to be done, and done in a timely manner, perform in a timely manner. Certain things every day. We need discipline, whether it be our personal self, whether it be male-female relationship, whether it be in the household in terms of family. I mean, we see it in operation in everyday life. Maybe your a place of employment, maybe in a certain organization that you belong to. We see it in athletics, businesses, and so forth and so on, that you may be connected to, that we may be connected to. In order to fulfill certain duties and responsibilities and bring about certain positive, once again, positive and progressive change or impact or influence, discipline is required. And especially on a personal level. We need discipline in our individual lives. In terms of raising ourselves up, in terms of achieving goals, and so forth and so on. And also, you can bring in the word desire, right? Having a burning desire, not just a lukewarm desire, right? That desires a certain degree of enthusiasm, right, for what you would like to see in existence in terms of the outer world. Then it takes a certain amount of effective and efficient dedication. Then the last letter, E, excellence. You know, striving to do our best. Whatever it may be. Just be the best. Just as an individual, just be your best self. So I said what I just said just to highlight and make the point or emphasize that pride, there's no such thing as we take it to be having too much pride. You can have a whole, as we say in the Mississippi Delta, a whole heap of lot of pride. But control it. Have discipline with the pride. Channel it at a high level. Channel it in a high frequency vibratory way. But don't shy away from having pride. And if you and I were the only individuals on the planet, we still required to have a certain level of pride. And it would take pride, if it was just me as an individual, to maintain myself, to do the things in terms of nature and the environment, right, to live. So I couldn't run away from pride. Pride won't let you do certain things. Matter of fact, pride will give you the wherewithal and inspire you to have the discipline to do what must be done. If it was just for yourself, if you were the only person on the planet. And I know, I want to throw this in real quickly. And many of you may be familiar with this biblical verse, Proverbs 16, chapter 18 verse. If you haven't read it, you done heard it. Pride, quote, pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. Pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before the fall. So we have heard that and maybe have read it, and we'll leave it just like that. But I'm talking about a high level, a high vibratory frequency of pride. And as I translate with the acronym of positive responsibility, respect, integrity, discipline, desire, dedication, and excellence. That's pride. That's positive aspect of pride. Think about this. In the first chapter of your biblical book, Genesis, when you read where it talks about the Most High, or this infinite intelligence that we call God, when it says that God did this, God created this, God made that, and the other. In some of those verses, you can check it out for yourself, but I won't read the verse, but at the end of each one of these things that the infinite intelligence or Most High, divine spirit or source performed, and said, and God saw that it was good. I translate that at this time that God or infinite power took great appreciation in what he or she had performed. That's pride. So broaden your understanding and your concept and your comprehension of the word, simple word, pride that we use in everyday life. Just like I emphasized on the previous episode about attitude. We need to go back to the drawing board. We need to look beneath and beyond the surface of all superficialities. We need to go back, all of us, in one degree or another, to the basic. There's nothing wrong with that. Examine everything that we believe, everything that we have been told. What's wrong with examining that? What's wrong with spending quiet time in meditation and contemplation and reflection and study ourselves, study our emotions, study our mentalities, study our psychology, and ask ourselves, how did I acquire this? Where did it come from? Why do I accept it? Is something wrong for me to investigate it? And if I find something better, have the courage to change it, to improve it. Lightning won't strike. You won't be doing nothing against God's will. You won't be doing, you may be doing some of what certain ministers or religious figures may tell you to do or not to do. My point is, question everything. We have a mind. And this mind must be used in a righteous manner. Now, I'm going to bring this to a close shortly, but I want to say a few more words in a brief manner to go with what I already have said. Right? Our minds, we have one. We've been given one. But it's up to us, especially when we come to an age of responsibility, to teach this mind, to learn how to use it in a critical way. Apply critical thinking skills with our minds. And if we don't do that, and if we don't use the capabilities and potentialities of our own mind, someone or something else will. And you will be deceived and manipulated, thinking that, oh, I'm using my mind, but you marching to the orders and the drumbeat of something or someone else. Because we live in a technology society, a technology world, whether you're conscious of it or not. So on that pride, have the pride. There's nothing wrong with raising your vibratory frequency of pride. Regardless of what Proverbs 16:18 says, pride goes before the destruction, and it halts the spirit before it falls. We don't have to fall. We don't have to be destroyed. We don't have to. Wow. Personal responsibility, respect, integrity, discipline, desire, dedication, and excellence. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for listening to these few words that I tried to emphasize in this conversation. And I hope you benefit from it. I hope you appreciate it. And if you do, have pride and courage and a positive attitude, and hit the like button and subscribe to this YouTube channel that's destined to be a greater masterpiece than what it appears to be now. And share your comments. Share what you like, dislike, but in a respectful manner. In closing, in the words of Dr. King, again, your quote, I know it by heart, but he said, Dr. King, great ancestor, among many great things that he articulated, Dr. King says, be not conformed to the world, right? Hear the beat of another drum. Hear the beat of your drum, your inner drum, the spirit of your drum, my drum. But be not conformed to the world. And in my interpretation, I add to the non-conformity or the conformity of the world, be not conformed to the rotten world, right? Be not conformed to the ways and patterns of the society. Be not conformed to the ways and patterns that we, to certain different degrees, have been socially engineered and conditioned to follow and to obey blindly. You know, don't be mentally, emotionally blind, crippled, and crazy, as the blues song goes. Don't be that. And then apply integrity, one of the words of pride. Self-honesty. Be honest with our individual selves. That's all that it takes. Because when you really think about it, our minds are set up in a certain way or designed, spiritually designed, that you can't tell yourself a lie anyway. Try to tell yourself, after this video, sit down in the quietness of your room or wherever you may be and try to tell yourself a lie. You can pretend, but you can't lie to yourself because our nature is not designed that way. Our nature is based on and rooted in truth. Try to tell yourself a lie. Peace out. Peace and love. Till next time. Ashe.